Censorship is an age-old phenomenon. In movies, censorship is normally associated with authoritarian or oppressive governments who want to keep unwanted imagery or inconvenient realities out of sight. What about that great bastion of freedom and democracy, the United States of America, where freedom of expression is enshrined in the Bill of Rights? Can a film actually be banned in the United States? Well, Christian Blauvelt has been finding out.
For over the past century, American moviegoers have enjoyed being challenged by the cinema. Sometimes by films with controversial ideas, sometimes by movies that shake up traditional notions about sex and violence. America prides itself on freedom of speech, but there are limits to expression in the US, and the movies are no exception. Recent sexually charged films like Nymphomaniac and Blue is the Warmest Color have challenged sensibilities and generated controversy. But can a movie actually be banned in the US?
In terms of really being banned, where there is governmental regulation that is preventing people from seeing movies in theaters, fortunately that doesn't seem very likely these days.
Self-censorship has long been Hollywood's guiding policy. Films were routinely banned by American cities and states in the 1920s and 30s. So the movie industry decided to regulate itself to preempt government censorship. The Motion Picture Association of America, or MPAA, maintains a rating system as an advisory for parents, from the general audience rating, which is the least restrictive, all the way up to the NC-17 rating for adults only. The problem is, most cinemas and cinema chains won't exhibit NC-17 films because they're hoping to lure a teenage audience to see their movies. Teenagers often spend a lot of money on popcorn and drinks. Most NC-17 films won't be screened at all. So does the rating function as a ban?
If there are communities that are only where moviegoers only have access to one or two theater chains, then yes, it is a de facto ban. But we should remember that the rating system, and people often forget this in discussing the rating system is not a law, it's advisory.
Smaller cinemas, like New York's IFC Center, find it easier to ignore the MPAA's ratings than nationwide cinema chains, which are more likely to face protests from conservative groups that may object to films with explicit content. Last October, the IFC Center chose to ignore the MPAA's NC-17 rating for Blue is the Warmest Color and exhibit the film to teenagers under 17 at its discretion. How did you arrive at your decision to screen Blue is the Warmest Color for people under the age of 17?
There are a lot of great parents with the best interests of their kids at heart who are going to correctly make the decision that this movie, Blue is the Warmest Color, is not right for their 16-year-old daughter, and that's really a decision between the parent and the child. I certainly stand by the decision we made, whether or not the content is racy. It's a great movie, and I think teenagers in general are going to be enriched by seeing it.
New technologies are making it easier for directors whose films have received an NC-17 rating and won't end up in cinemas to get their work out there.
Between streaming video, video on demand, and DVDs, there are so many ways to monetize the release of an NC-17 movie.
Technology may have come to the rescue of art, allowing viewers to see films that would previously have been unavailable to them. But the philosophy behind why certain movies receive particular ratings will probably be the subject of ongoing debates for years to come.
There are in many ways arguments about how we raise our children. Do we want children to believe that bloody violence in the world is more acceptable than nudity, for instance? Those are arguments that are worth having.